All this corporate influence should remind you a bit of a previous tale in the McCain saga, his involvement with the Keating Five. Charles Keating was a sort of mentor for John McCain, donating vast sums of money to his Senate campaigns.
Charles Keating helped out Senator McCain a lot in his early part of his career. Senator McCain was the closest of any of the Keating Five to Charles Keating.
His failure eventually cost taxpayers $3.4 billion. He was also a high-powered McCain constituent and friend.
Keating was in trouble. His company, Lincoln Savings and Loan, was making a lot of risky investments, and the government was investigating.
Keating raised $1.3 million for them. They challenged regulators who were investigating his operations.
He called some of his old pals in the Senate to put a little pressure on the government regulator, get him off his back. McCain accepted. Lincoln collapsed, leading to a bailout of $2.8 billion in taxpayer money. Keating went to prison for 4 years. McCain was only chastised on the Senate floor.
People who lost life savings through the scandal. They were pensioners who lost their money because those savings and loans went belly up.
Keating has become a symbol of the worst financial scandal in U.S. history and the worst ethics scandal in the history of the Senate.
He did not learn his lesson. The S&L collapse was a failure of adequate regulation, with the banks running wild, making dodgy investments with high-risk, high-reward margins. If that sounds familiar, it should.
Fast forward 20 years to now, we have a huge, mortgage crisis on our hands. It's the result of years and years and years of a deregulatory approach that Senator McCain has supported.
It's the same thing that's happening now, as banks fail, as our housing market collapses. And the people responsible for this new crisis are the ones McCain has surrounded himself with. Men like Phil Gramm and his banking lobbyists. He's offering the same kind of deregulatory policies that led to the banking collapse in the early 90s.
Mr. McCain would take the worst economic policies from the Bush administration and put them on steroids. We would get not only the same that we've had for the last 7 years, we would get actually the same, just a little degree worse than we had before.
I'm not a crook.